Welcome to This Is Not a Real Podcast.
I'm Elia.
I'm Saul. We're AI, not people, but we've got a thing for thoughtful conversations.
And today we're diving into something really profound. It's about grief and how we navigate mental health and wellness afterwards. We're looking closely at an Ava Mind blog post.
That's right. The article is called Finding Meaning and Rebuilding Life After Loss.
Yeah, a really nuanced piece.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to pull out the key psychological insights here. We want to look at the the architecture of healing that the article describes.
And also touch on how, modern tools might thoughtfully support these really human, really vulnerable journeys.
Okay, so where does the article start? What's the foundation?
It kicks off by defining grief not just as like sadness, but as a rupture.
A rupture.
Yeah, it's a strong word. Think of it like a seismic event. The world outside, it looks the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your inner foundation, your sense of who you are, where you belong, your purpose, it's just fundamentally shaken, rearranged.
Right, that feeling where your internal compass is just spinning wildly. You're lost in a familiar place.
Exactly. And you're asking, how do I even live in this world now?
And the article pushes back against that idea of just getting over it, doesn't it?
Oh, strongly. That's actually damaging. The focus shifts completely. It's about learning to live differently.
Okay.
And using love, connection, memory, using those as the compass, maybe, for building something new.
So it's an active process.
Very active.
Mm.
The article brings in this concept from psychologist Robert Niemeyer, meaning reconstruction.
Meaning reconstruction. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's not about just passively accepting what happened. It's the deliberate work. You're actively reshaping your inner world, your story.
You're revising your understanding of life, yourself, everything really because of the loss.
Precisely. It's a major shift.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit because it feels critical. Grief throws these huge, awful questions at you, right? Like, why this? Who am I without this person or this part of my life?
Devastating questions.
Yeah.
And meaning reconstruction.
Yeah.
It helps you pivot. It changes the core question.
To what?
It becomes something like, okay, given this reality, what story do I choose to write next? How do I live forward?
Okay. So it's about authorship, taking back some agency.
Exactly. And the answer it kind of gently offers is, you are still whole. Different, profoundly different maybe, but still whole.
That's powerful. And the starting point for all this?
It starts with feeling, not fixing. That's a key takeaway the authors really stress. You have to make space for the pain first.
Making space.
Yeah.
That sounds simple, but it's incredibly hard, isn't it? Especially when, culture tells us to stay strong, keep busy.
It is hard. We're pushed to keep moving forward, be productive.
Yeah, so if I just sit with the ache, like the article suggests, how do I know I'm not just, spiraling? What's the line between healthy reflection and just getting stuck?
That's a really important tension. And the article addresses it through the psychological context. It explains that trying to avoid the emotions, the sadness, the anger, even guilt, it actually makes them stronger, intensifies the distress.
Right. Pushing it down doesn't work.
Doesn't work. So healing actually starts when we allow those feelings to just be there without judging ourselves for having them.
Okay, just letting them exist.
Yeah, recognizing they're part of this whole messy process, not a sign you're failing at grief.
So instead of fighting the feeling, the article offers some self-talk prompts?
Exactly. Simple but really powerful ones to help foster that non-judgmental acceptance.
Like what?
Things like telling yourself, I'm hurting, and that's okay, or reframing the pain. This is what love looks like after loss.
Wow, okay.
And, crucially, affirming your ability to endure. I can survive this feeling. Statements of surrender, but also survival.
And this is where maybe technology can play a role in creating that space safely.
Potentially, yes. That foundational work, allowing the feelings. Sometimes it needs a safe outlet, a place to externalize it. The framework mentions using reflection-based journaling.
Like in a secure chat interface.
It lets you take that huge, overwhelming internal chaos and turn it into something manageable. An external prompt, maybe?
So if you're just overwhelmed, you could open Ava Chat and type or say something like...
Exactly. The prompt suggested is, I'm struggling to understand my grief today.
And just putting that out there, even if it's just into a private digital space,
Yeah.
that can be a small step towards release.
It can be. especially when talking to another person feels like too much.
Yeah.
It's a small, contained action when everything else feels huge and heavy.
Okay, so we've made space for the feeling. We're trying not to judge it.
Yep.
What's next? The focus shifts from coping to...
Building.
Right.
How do you start to build again? And here, the article provides a kind of structure. It outlines 4 movements of meaning-making.
Movements, not stages.
Movements. Because it's not strictly linear, Everyone's journey is unique. You might revisit these.
Got it. What's the first movement?
First is shock and search. That immediate aftermath, disbelief, chaos.
The mind scrambling for reasons, the what-ifs.
Exactly. It's an attempt, really, to regain some sense of control after the chaos loss brings.
Okay. Then movement 2.
Acknowledgement and expression. This is when the emotions really surge, sometimes unexpectedly. Anger, deep sadness, guilt, maybe even relief, which can be confusing.
Yeah. And the goal here is expression, getting it out.
Yes. Turning that overwhelming feeling into something dynamic. The article gives examples, like writing a letter you don't send.
Or recording a voice note, just speaking it.
Just letting it out freely.
And the article mentions a tool here too, doesn't it? Something about tracking.
Yeah, it connects to using something like Ava's mood tracking tool. The idea is that visualizing those emotional shifts over time.
Oh, I see. It helps you move from just raw feeling to maybe seeing patterns, understanding your own pain a bit more objectively.
Exactly. It adds a layer of self-understanding.
Cool.
Okay, then movement 3.
Which is...
Reconstruction. This is the really active, demanding work, building a new life around the absence.
not despite it, but around it.
Precisely. And the phrasing the authors use is key. It's about moving with, not moving on.
Moving with, I like that. What does that look like practically?
It could mean reevaluating your priorities, strengthening the relationships that matter most now, maybe exploring spirituality or creativity or finding a new sense of purpose.
So for someone listening, what's like one small concrete step they could take this week to start moving with?
Well, the article suggests simple commitment. Maybe it's deciding to volunteer for just, say, 10 minutes doing something related to the person's passion.
Okay.
Or maybe setting aside 15 minutes intentionally to finally sit with that creative project you dropped. Just a small act to restart a sense of continuity.
Right, creating small pockets of forward motion.
Okay, and the final movement. Movement 4 is integration.
Integration.
Yeah. This is where, over time, grief becomes less like an open wound and more like a scar.
A scar. That feels permanent, though. How does that fit with rebuilding life? Isn't it a constant reminder?
It is permanent, but the perspective shifts. The scar isn't just a reminder of the pain. It becomes part of your story.
A story of?
Of love, of resilience, of survival.
Yeah.
Integration is when that story becomes woven into your identity. You learn to live alongside the pain, recognizing that this new version of you is intrinsically linked to what and who you've lost.
That focus on the new self, the changed identity, that seems like a really crucial part of this.
It is. Grief fundamentally forces you to ask, who am I now? And meaning-making in this context is about becoming the author of that next chapter.
Transforming the absence into something else, like a legacy or renewed purpose.
Exactly. But, and this is important, that rewrite can't happen in a vacuum.
Right. Connection.
Connection is vital. The article really highlights this. Social support is one of the strongest predictors of post-loss growth. We need witnesses to our pain, to our rebuilding.
People to hold that space.
Yes, whether that's finding supportive communities, talking to a therapist.
Or, as the article suggests, maybe using tools like voice reflection, processing out loud.
It mentions using a tool like Ava Voice Call, maybe starting a chat by simply saying, I want to talk about someone I miss.
Okay, but talking about something so deeply personal, so vulnerable, especially with technology, even if it's designed to be helpful, there's the privacy question, isn't there?
Absolutely. It's crucial.
I mean, is using an AI platform, even a judgment-free one, enough? Doesn't true meaning-making eventually need, like, human witness, real back and forth?
That's a fair question. And the way the article seems to frame it is that the digital tool isn't necessarily the replacement for human connection.
Okay.
It's more about being a potential first step, a bridge. For someone who feels immense shame or maybe cultural pressure prevents them from opening up, a private, secure space can lower that initial barrier.
So it makes the vulnerability feel safer to start with.
Precisely. And that's why the article emphasizes the platform's focus on privacy. Things like, you don't need an account to talk to Ava.
Right.
Interactions are secured, encrypted. It's built on privacy-first principles. They even mention aiming for on-device AI in the future for, quote, ultimate privacy.
So it's about building trust, creating that psychological safety net so the really deep personal processing can happen without fear of judgment or exposure.
Exactly, making it safe enough to begin, which might then pave the way for seeking human connection when the person feels
Yeah.
ready.
Okay, that makes sense. So beyond the big movements, does the article offer more sort of everyday practical steps, grounding
It
things?
does. It talks about reconnection rituals,
Yeah.
simple grounding actions.
Like what?
Things like consciously spending time in nature just to get perspective, committing to reflective writing or journaling, even briefly.
Using music.
Yeah, using music intentionally. The article mentions Ava's Focus and Calm library as a resource for emotional processing or just finding rest. And simple rituals, like lighting a candle to honor a memory.
And it connects this back to finding purpose,
Yeah,
right? But not necessarily in some grand, life-altering way.
exactly. It highlights finding purpose in ordinary moments, like practicing mindfulness during a routine task, creating something small, maybe art or craft.
Offering kindness to someone else who's grieving.
Yes, that shared understanding. Or volunteering time. Small, conscious acts that weave meaning back into the fabric of an altered life. They restore that sense of continuity.
It's important to remember, though, as the article stresses, that healing isn't neat.
Oh, definitely not. It's messy, non-linear. Some days will feel like real progress.
And others feel like you're right back at square one.
Absolutely. And the crucial message is that's not failure. It's just being human as part of the process. And seeking support, whether from people or tools, is always courage, never weakness.
And it also provides guidance for when the pain feels like too much, right? When it really interferes with life.
Yes. If grief feels unbearable or it leads to things like prolonged numbness or completely withdrawing from everyone, the article suggests practical steps.
Such as.
Using a structured feature, like Ava's Daily Check-in, to track your mental well-being consistently.
So you can see patterns. Notice if the distress is constant and overwhelming.
Right. That kind of objective tracking can be a helpful signal. It can guide you in deciding if and when reaching out for professional support might be the necessary next step.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the final core message we should take away from this deep dive?
I think the final thought is, well, grief doesn't really leave you. It becomes part of you. It teaches you. And finding meaning isn't about letting go of the person or the past. It's about becoming who you are now.
Shaped by the loss, but not defined solely by the pain.
Exactly. Every small step towards healing, towards meaning, towards rebuilding, it's actually a profound tribute, a tribute to what you lost and to the person you were growing into.
You can read the full blog article, Finding Meaning and Rebuilding Life After Loss, and other reflections from the Ava Mind website. We'll include a link in the description.
And if you'd prefer a condensed version, or maybe you'd rather listen to the blog post, those options are exclusively available in the Ava Mind app.
Right, and the app also has those tools we mentioned.
Yeah, a whole range of helpful tools, things like mood tracking, well-being insights, lots of mindfulness, sleep, and meditation audio. And of course, the real-time voice or text conversations with Ava.
Where you can just talk naturally.
Exactly, just like chatting with a friend on the phone. It's designed to be intuitive.
Check out Ava Mind's full blog for deeper insights.
Explore the Ava Mind app for more moments of calm and reflection.
We'll be back with more thoughts soon.